Welcome to Season 4 of Harpist in the Wild. The theme of this season is travel, with footage that I've filmed not only here in my hometown of Victoria, BC, Canada, but throughout the world during my travels this spring, summer, and fall. So I felt it was fitting to start this season with John Thomas's A Minstrel's Adieu to his native land. John Thomas was a Welsh harpist born in 1826. He started the harp at a fairly young age, and at the age of 12 he won an important harp competition in Wales. This led to an appearance in London, where he so impressed Ada Lovelace, the English mathematician and first computer programmer, that she offered to pay most of his tuition to attend the Royal Academy of Music. That was the start of a very successful career. He ended up becoming harpist to the Queen, was named the principal musician of Wales, and was a very successful impresario, teacher, performer, and composer. A Minstrel's Adieu is perhaps his most famous composition. It may have been inspired by a poem by Thomas Moore called The Legacy, the second verse of which is printed on the beginning of the music. Or John Thomas may have drawn in his own life experiences, leaving Wales at an early age to study in England. Or since the piece was written soon after his return from the first of his many European tours, perhaps it speaks a little bit of that experience of leaving the British Isles for the first time. One of the big changes for John Thomas was the harp that he played. So when he was young, he learned on the triple harp, playing it in the traditional method with the harp resting on his left shoulder so that the left hand played the treble notes and the right hand played the bass. Coming to London, he learned on the newfangled pedal harp, the double action pedal harp, which is played as it is now with a harp resting on the right shoulder and the right hand playing the treble just as it does on the piano. This must have taken quite a bit of getting used to, I would imagine. But he was apparently quite a diligent student. He reminisces, as he's talking about how students nowadays are not so studious, that a fellow student of his used to get up at 4 in the morning to practice, and he followed his example. A Minstrel's Adieu is in the form of a theme and variations. Apparently Franz Liszt was quite taken with the theme. And the second variation harkens back to the triple harp. So on the triple harp, you have this wonderful effect that you can get by playing a string on one side of the harp and playing that exact same note on the other set of strings on the other side of the harp. It creates a really amazing sort of echo waterfall effect, which you can't get on a pedal harp, because if you play a string and want to play that same sound again, you have to replace on that ringing string and you briefly hear it get stopped before you play it again. But what John Thomas does in the second variation is he uses harmonics. So the left hand plays a harmonic, which has the effect of playing a string but making it sound as if it's an octave higher, and then the right hand immediately follows by playing that same note an octave higher, which of course sounds the same. So we get this wonderful cascading effect that I think certainly harkens back to his early days with the triple harp. When I was thinking about where to film A Minstrel's Adieu, I knew I wanted to be by the ocean, because to me the ocean speaks of adventure, of mystery, of journeys into the unknown, and of course of adieus, of farewells. But farewells are not always bad. They can lead to great things, to discoveries, to growth, and sometimes even to returns. So I hope you'll join me this season as I, for a time, bid adieu to my native land and venture forth as a harpist in the wild.